Assalamu alaikum, grade 7s. We're carrying on with decimal fractions, and today we're doing multiplication and division to the powers of 10, which means we're going to multiply a decimal fraction by 10 or 100 or 1000. These are the powers of 10. 10 times 10 is 100, 10 times 10 times 10 is 1000. So these are powers of 10. We're going to take a decimal fraction and multiply it by 10, by 100 and by 1000. So our first question is saying 0,45 multiplied by 10. So let me show you how simple it is to do it. The main thing that we're looking at when we're multiplying decimals, we're looking at how many zeros are we multiplying by. We're going to look at where the decimal comma is, and then I'm going to move the decimal comma to the right when I'm multiplying. So now I'm multiplying, so I have to move the comma to the right. Okay, this is very important. You'll see when we're doing division, move the comma to the right. So, and how many times to the right? I'm looking at how many zeros I have there. So I know I must move it one time to the right because there's 1 0. So my comma is going to move one jump. One froggy jump. So what is my answer going to become? 0, 4, 5. So how am I going to write my answer? I don't have to write the 0 before it. So my answer is going to be 4, 5. Okay. So all you need to do is you need to look at how many zeros there are. When you're multiplying, we're moving the comma to the right. Let's do the next one. Now we're saying that we have 3,7 multiplied by 100. What's clicking in your mind now should be that now I'm seeing 2 zeros. Okay, so how many places am I going to move my comma? 2 times. So look at this number here. There isn't 2 numbers there. So to make it easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 0 there. Remember I told you can add zeros in the front, you can add zeros in the back. It doesn't change. 3,70 is still 3,7. Now I'm going to move my comma 2 times. I could even put another 0 to make it even easier, right? So I've made it 3,700. Now I want to multiply it by 100. I'm going to move my comma 2 places, so I need 2 jumps. So 1, 2. So my comma is going to end up there. So I've actually got 370, 0. So that I can write my answer is 370. So what did I do in this question here? I am multiplying again, so I'm moving my comma to the right hand side. And how many times to the right hand side? 2 times, because I have 2 zeros. Can you see there? We moved it 1 time. We had 1 0. Here we're going to move it 2 times because we had 2 zeros. Okay, so now will you be able to do this example on your own? What are we looking at? We've got a multiplication sign, so we know we have to move our comma to the right. Then we're looking at the number of zeros that we've got. I've got now how many zeros? I've got 3 zeros. This question is easy because there's enough numbers. I don't have to add any zeros. So what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, and I'm putting my comma there, right? So what will my answer become? I don't have to write the 0 at the end this time here. So what does my answer become there? So my answer becomes 2304. Can you see where my comma is there? If I had a 0 there, it would be comma 0. Okay, and so my answer is 2304. So what did I do? Can you see what I've done? I've taken 3 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3. I've jumped my comma there. Now that becomes 23,04. I've jumped my comma there. That becomes 230,4. And I've jumped my comma there, which becomes 2304,0. I don't have to write the 0. And my answer is 2304. So the important thing is when we're multiplying, we are moving to the right. And then we are looking at the number of zeros we're multiplying by. And then that's the number of jumps that you take. So this is when we're multiplying by 10, 100 or 1000, right? So let's see now when we are going to divide. Okay, so now we have a divide sum here. Now we're dividing by 10. Okay, so now the rule is the opposite. So when you're dividing, move the comma which way? To the left. Okay, so that's where you're going to move your comma now. So look at this question here, right? I've got 23,45 divided by 10, right? So now look at what's important. I have a divide sign. I've got 1 0. Again, I'm looking at the number of zeros. 1 0. And now which direction am I going to go? When I was multiplying, I was going towards my right hand side. Now I'm dividing, so that's the important thing that's telling me that I need to move to my left. And the 1 0 is telling me I must jump one time. So I'm jumping one time there. My comma is going to move there. I'm going to get 2, 345. So my answer is going to be 2, 345. Can you see how easy this is? All you need to remember is to the right when you're multiplying, to the left when I'm dividing. Okay, so let's do the next one. The next one says we're dividing by 100. So now we've got 2 decimal places to jump. And remember, our division is telling us which direction to go. So which way am I going to go? 1, 2, and my comma is going to come there. So my answer is going to be 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Okay, so I write down my answer as 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Very easy, right? So now we're doing division by 1000. What did we do when we multiplied by 1000? Remember, we moved it to the right. Now we're moving to the left. Now look at 7, 1. If I want to move it to the left, it's a bit difficult to move it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add some zeros here. I can add how many I want to. So I know I need to move 3 spaces. So I've added 3 zeros, which is going to be enough for me. Now I'm going to jump 3 spaces because I've got 3 zeros, right? And which direction am I going? I'm going to the left. 1, 2, 3. So I put my comma there. Can you see how the zeros are helping me? It's a bit harder when the zeros are not there. So my answer would be 0, 0, 0, 7, 1. Okay, so that's why I've added the zeros. You can add this way, that way, any amount of zeros to make your question easy for you. It doesn't change the number. So 0, 0, 0, 7, 1. I just find it an easy trick to be able to do it. Okay, so the important part here is when we are dividing decimal fractions, we are moving to the left. Okay, so now that's your lesson for today. Your homework is exercise 7.7, where you're going to do multiplication and division. The important thing to remember is that this rule for multiplying and moving your comma to the right and dividing and moving your comma to the left is for when we're doing powers of 10. So we're multiplying by 100, 10, 100 and 1000. When there's those zeros there, then you can apply these rules. Then tomorrow we're going to do normal whole numbers and we'll see how to multiply whole numbers. Okay.